Hey everyone, hope you guys are enjoying Malzeno Sunbreak and whichever platform you're choosing to play it on. And today what I wanted to go over and touch upon is the latest secret patch that Capcom went ahead and dropped for Sunbreak, specifically onto the Nintendo Switch and PC Steam. Now originally, chances are when the event quest went up, I believe it was Wednesday night, most people probably got the notification that the game was ready, available with an update, so you had to go ahead and of course restart your console if you're playing on Switch, or Steam will prompt you to instantly if you want to reboot or whatever the case is. And there were no information on what the heck was just going on, why they were dropping a hot fix patch originally, and it took a few hours for even the official Twitter accounts to go ahead and acknowledge that they had gone ahead and dropped a patch. On top of that, patch notes were not available right away, and essentially when you were prompted into the game telling you like, hey, we just gave you a new patch, they just said bug fixes. They didn't really provide anyone for any details whatsoever. So in this video, I'm going to try to clarify just what the heck is going on and why they decided to drop a brand new hot patch fix on Nintendo Switch and PC Steam. This one is being called version 15.0.1 on the Nintendo Switch. On Steam is called version 15.0.1.0. For whatever reason, they added another 0 there. This one was available on Wednesday night, so it should be available in the game now. If you haven't played it, make sure you go ahead and reboot your system, and you should be able to get full access to it. Now, officially, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below for the patch notes, where they just simply list a couple of bug fixes, and some of these are interesting. They first mentioned that they fixed a bug causing the Guard Bash Rampage decoration skill to activate in response to things other than monsters' attacks, such as certain locales' gimmicks and endemic life. Now this one was introduced, I believe, at the beginning of the 4th, maybe the 5th free title update, I don't remember specifically. It's one of those where you essentially have 35 motion value, 40 stun, some blunt added to it, and affects the sharpness modifier with no element and no crit. And you can activate it normally as it states, but the only way you cannot activate it is whenever you take a heavy knockback. So that is some of the basic things that people should have known regarding this decoration. And essentially what players were finding out is that certain maps, specifically like fire or whatever, would kind of activate it if you were using endemic life forms or whatever the case may be, you know, those little animals around the map. If you were using them, chances are you could be able to trigger it with that in that format. Maybe even like small bombs you have seen players use for great swords. So maybe that was another way for them to be able to activate it. So essentially they're fixing that so it works appropriately going forward. They fixed a bug preventing the destructive dragon deity quest from showing up in the join request search if the players in the same lobby try to join this quest through the joint hub quest option. Now the interesting thing here is that there have been multiple, and this is something that a lot of players on like PlayStation, for example, picked up on the fact that the joint request option was not necessarily showcasing plenty of quests for whatever reason. One of the hot fixes that I believe I covered maybe about a month and a half ago or so on the PlayStation side of things, Xbox and PC Windows, this was for base rise. They had to go ahead and address that because they seem to have an issue where some quests for whatever reason just don't show up if you're using the join request option. Now, at the end of the day, not a lot of people are doing join requests. They're just joining through the typical matchmaking system. So if you're using the original, you know, join other players in the lobby type thing, maybe that is how you're running into those problems. They also fixed a bug causing an incorrect explanation to be displayed for F Jaggy Helm X at the Buddy Smithing in Elgato. For whatever reason, they just simply didn't catch this originally, a Jaggy helm not being, you know, properly displayed there, at the very least the description of it. And lastly, they mentioned that they fixed a bug preventing progress if a player gets hit with attack during the quest completion animation. Now this one, I do believe they spoke about this originally in Rise. That was one of the bug fixes that they addressed, and it seems like up until now they actually ended up noticing that it happened again in Sunbreak. For whatever reason, if you're getting attacked by like smaller monsters as the quest is being completed, for whatever reason, chances are you probably could potentially fail the quest, you know, if that ends up triggering. Now, at the end of the day, nothing really prominence, I guess would be the proper word to say here, is being showcased here. Now, one of the things that we do know, and this is something that if you have watched my most recent series where I spoke about 4 separate videos where I spoke about everything that we're getting as part of the 5th free title update, heading into the 6/bonus title update, where I spoke about the monsters, some of the updates that we're getting regarding brand new quests, like event quests, the event quest for the 5th update, the event for the upcoming 6th and bonus updates, some of the brand new hazard quests that we're getting, some of the changes that are being brought into the game as well, and at the end of the day, some of the anomaly investigation changes that we're going to be able to see. I spoke all about that, and in the last video I made it very clear that I thought they would most likely go ahead and drop a hotfix patch specifically during the 5th free title update as we connect into the bonus /6 free title update. And the reason for that is because they essentially removed some of the content for the 5th one and they ended up making it their own bonus update. We know that Primordial Malzeno was supposed to be part of the last patch. For whatever reason, they decided not to go ahead and include him, and they ended up making him his very own separate patch. Now, it's at the end of the day, it's understood, since Amatsu was such a big, interesting standalone fight. There was so much anomaly investigation content being dropped and so many new changes being added in. So I understand that from their perspective, that they wanted to kind of give Primordial Malzeno his very own space. You know, nothing else is going to come alongside it. It's going to be his very own big event type of situation that we're getting sometime mid next month. But I did specifically talk about that some of the data mining information that we might end up getting through a hotfix patch might actually go ahead and give us a little bit of a glimpse on just what the heck is going on with some of his actual like stances and changes. And hopefully, now the information, the patch just went ahead and dropped right now, so I've not been able to take a closer look at it, and I don't think other players have been able to as of right now, as the video is being recorded, as this patch notes just literally went live. So I'm expecting that within the next few days, probably I'm gonna have an updated video talking about pretty much all the information that we got or new details that we got regarding this hotfix patch, any sort of major or minor changes that could be addressing for the bonus 6 free title update / you know, additional content that they're choosing to call it as. We might end up seeing some major changes. I predicted that there would be a hotfix patch at some point. Here it is. It's finally live, and we might be able to see just what major changes are going to be coming into the game at pretty much the bonus /6 free title update in the middle of June. So keep your eyes peeled for this channel, as we are expecting major changes to drop relatively soon. But that's all the information that I have for you guys now. PlayStation, Xbox, and PC Windows players will have to wait a little bit longer for these patch notes to go live, of course, as the 4th, 5th, and 6th bonus update go ahead and drop all simultaneously at the same time. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.